All right, welcome back, arcade and electronics enthusiasts. Today I am starting to look at a GORF set. And the reported deal with this thing is there's no speech. And the customer does not believe it's the speech chip because he put a known working speech chip in here and it's still no speech. So I've got it all hooked up, ready to go. So let's go ahead and fire it up. I can hear something out of the speaker, that's good. Wait for it. Wait for it. Not getting anything. Let's turn it off and check everything. That is all good. And that is good. That's in there. That's in there. That's in there. Let me reseat this board. Okay. Well, let's give it another shot. I'm not getting anything. It looks like it's not syncing. I might have to adjust my horizontal sync. It seems like every other repair I have to mess with that. So let me do that and see if that'll straighten things out. You can see it's just not syncing. It's hard to see that, but alright. Let me take care of that and I'll be right back. Okay, well, I moved. I tried adjusting the horizontal frequency and I still got nothing. So I started looking at this, and these transistors were all, I kind of tried to straighten this one out a little bit, but it's still, like this one was, they're all jacked up. This one right here, let me get the light. Sorry. I straightened this one out, and if you can see, that thing's broke. So I bet you that is the sync transistor. That's a 4401. I'm just going to go ahead and replace that. Okay, I replaced that guy, 4401, and I replaced those four capacitors, that capacitor, and that capacitor. Those are all those tantalums. I have all my 10 microfarad caps out. I'm going to go ahead and replace all of those tantalums on this set. Okay, and every one of these exploding bullet caps has been replaced. There are 16 of them on this board. Good riddance. So now, and I replaced that 2N4401 transistor, and my sound is hooked up. And get this out of the way. That's good to go. And we're plugged in, power's plugged in. Yep, good to go. Everything's plugged in. Alright, let's give it a fire up. And since I twisted around on that horizontal frequency pot again. I might have to adjust it again. I don't know. We'll see. Wait for it. Hey. There she is. GORF. And it coined up because these are hitting the case. And one player start. Okay, we got sound. We got video. And let's check out the other channel. Here's the other channel, which we have sound, but we do not have any voice. So I think what I'm going to do is put one of my known good chips in this board. I'll put that SC01 emulator thing that I got. Remember I demonstrated that? I still got that. I'll pop that in this board and see what happens. See if it works. You know what? Yeah, let's do that. Okay, it's in there. Here's the one that came out. So let's go ahead and fire it up. See what we get. Does it work? Will it light up? This thing lights up when it's receiving data. It lights up. I don't know if the voice is on for... This thing's crediting up with 12 ships. Or it's automatically crediting up. What is up with that? Why is it doing that? Is this thing on free play or something? I don't hear no sound at all. What's going on? There's just no voice. This is the voice channel. This thing isn't getting any data. It doesn't. It doesn't look like it's receiving any data because it's not lighting up. This thing has an LED on it that lights up when it gets data. It'll light up. So when it's actually speaking, it lights up. So that's good. That means that this, I mean, it's supposedly working, but the good news is it's not the chip, it's the circuitry. So that's good. So we'll just have to get the old GORF schematic out and look at the speech circuit and figure out what's going on here. Why there's no speech. I'm going to leave this guy in there for now, but yeah, so I don't know why it's booting up. I don't know if I got it on free play or what's going on, why this thing's booting up with credits. I don't know what's up with that. Anyway, I'll go ahead and see if I can't figure out this speech mess. And I'll be back. Okay, so what I have discovered on this guy is that this 74, and someone was, someone had an idea of what kind of was going on. This is the flip-flop, the 74, which activates this guy. And it has no clock. And I looked at the schematic, and the clock comes from pin 25 of this guy. So I think we have a bad custom. What I'm going to do is swap these customs. Yeah, just swap them around and see what happens. See if we have voice and stuff, but no sounds on the other one. It may not even boot if I flip these, and this one's bad. This might be the one that if it's bad, it'll still boot. And this might be the input one. I don't know exactly, because let's just go ahead and swap these things around. Put this one over here, this one over here. See what we get. If my suspicions are correct, it will either A, won't boot at all, or it will boot with bad sounds on one channel, and then we'll have voice on this channel. So I'm going to go ahead and swap these two chips. Okay, it just went ahead and swapped these two guys, and if we're lucky, we might have a bad socket. We'll see. Let's fire it up and see what we get. See if it'll even boot. Okay. It booted. And once again, it's booting with a bunch of credits. Well, let's go ahead and start a game. See what, I don't know if that's a dip switch setting or what. Yep, you hear it?
Another enemy ship destroyed. Some galactic defender, you are space audit. Another enemy ship destroyed. You space audit.
We have.
Space audit. You cannot escape the Gorfian robots.
Okay, we have speech now, so that definitely did fix that. Let's check the other channel, the other sound channel. And let's start a game. Wouldn't it be great if it's just sockets? Check that out. Okay, I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to replace these two sockets. I do not want to mess around with this thing with bad socket connections. So obviously just pulling these out and reseating them made it work. So obviously we have bad sockets here. So I'm going to replace these two sockets. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace the two sockets on the CPU board. The three CPU sockets, just the 40-pin sockets on this thing I'm going to replace. And I'm going to probably have to replace this socket since I put this thing in here. It probably, kind of ruined that socket for the chip here. But that's okay. I'll replace that socket, that socket, that socket, and maybe the three 40-pin sockets on the CPU board, and I should do it for this thing, I would think. I do need to check the dip switch settings. Why is this thing coming up? Is there a free play on this? I don't know what the deal is with that. So we might have issues with inputs right yet. I'm not sure exactly. So, all right. I think what I'll do is turn all of these off. Right now, 5 and 7 are on. 5 and 7 are on, so let me turn 5 and 7 off. And let's fire it up. I want to see it. Is that what's causing it to go into free play, or is that some kind of a failure? Yeah, see, now it's saying insert coin, so obviously that was free play. Okay. Yeah, I just want to make sure it says no credits. Yeah. Okay, cool. Let me go ahead and turn it off. Excellent. So, yeah, that was dip switch settings. So I guess 5 on and 7 on is free play. So I'll set it back to that. I'll set it to where it was. I just wanted to make sure that that wasn't a failure of some sort. 5 and 7. Okay. Let me go ahead, pull this apart, and I'm going to replace some sockets. And I'm going to put his speech chip back in it. So this thing's a kind of a cool diagnostics, because when it activates, the light LED comes on, which is kind of neat. That's how I knew this was not getting activated. So, all right. Cool. Let me do that little maintenance, and we'll be back. This thing should be good to go. Okay, and the work on these two boards is done, and as you can see, I have applied some heat sinks. These are self-adhesive heat sinks. I just took and cleaned the tops of the chips with alcohol, and then, you know, peeled back the adhesive cover and stuck these guys onto these chips. So help keep these customs cool. It will help them cool, that's for sure. And I have the works all done on here and scrubbed clean. New socket here for this chip. I replaced this socket as well. So these two sockets and that socket. And then I replaced all 3 of these sockets. Yeah. You know, cleaned my work. And yeah, I like these little heat sinks. I bought them from China. They're low profile, so they're it's about as low of a profile as that other one. See that? Yeah, so should work good. I'll put this back in the cage and see what we get. Yeah, and you can look in here and see there's plenty of clearance between the board and that heat sink. So yeah, no shorting out. Fits good. And this board goes down through here without having to remove anything. So nice low profile heat sinks. I like them. Okay, we're all hooked up and turned back on. We're booted up over here. And I don't know if the speech is in the whatchamacallit, the attract mode or not. Let's just go ahead and start game.
Survival is impossible. Space cadet.
Nice. So it looks as if our speech is back. Good sockets.
Got you, Space Cadet. Another enemy ship destroyed. Some galactic defender you are, Space Cadet. Another enemy ship destroyed.
Other channel, second channel. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and get the old Atari joystick out and play a game of this and play some GORF.
Robot warriors, seek and destroy us. Another enemy ship destroyed. Another enemy ship destroyed. My torpedo robots are unbeatable. Your end crosshair space cadet. Right dust space cadet. Torpedoes conquer another galaxy.
Okay, let me turn the light on. I'm thinking that the sound isn't quite right. I think that that one custom chip might be bad, actually. This one right here, I'm thinking might actually be bad. Remember how when I swapped them, the speech came back? I think there might actually be something wrong with this one. So I'm going to grab one off of one of my boards that I know is good and see if our sound, because that sound was not right. So I just kind of want to hear with a known good custom in this spot right here. Okay, I swapped my known good chip into this thing. And we'll go ahead and start. And this is on the sound effect channel, if you will. And which I think is this chip. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. Sounds good. One more. One more. There we go. Okay. So that's that channel. Now we'll go to the channel. I know this channel that I'm going to now is the one with the heatsink because that's what activates the speech. So this is the speech channel. We'll go ahead and start.
You will need a torpedo space cadet. Galactic Defender, you are Space Cadet. Got you, Space Cadet. Some Galactic Defender, you are Space Cadet. Ha 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 ha. Another
Just trying to die out.
Destroyed.
There we go.
Too bad, Space Cadet. Try again. I devour toys.
Yes, you do. All right, I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to put that chip with the... I think it was just that wire, that interconnect that I had, I just don't think was adequate. So I'm going to put his chip back in and do that same test. And I bet you it's fine. And what I actually am going to do as well, this one's mine. I'm going to swap sides, put this one over here. Okay. Yeah. And then let's put this one over here. Space Cadet. Oh, I can't. It won't. No, I can't do that because of how the heat sinks are. Yeah, alright. Well, it doesn't matter. Let's just put this one here. This one here. Okay. Very good. Notches are correct. Space Cadet. And board is in. Hooked up. Alright. One final notch check. Notch, notch. And let's start it up. Get this out of the way. Get my chip over here. Alright, Space Cadet. This is the speech channel. So we'll go with that and give it a shot.
Survival is impossible, Space Cadet.
Sounds fine. Yeah, sounds absolutely fine.
Galactic Defender, you are Space Cadet. Ha 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 ha.
Just dying out.
Enemy ship destroyed. Galactic Defender, you are Space Cadet. Ha 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 ha. Like dust, Space Cadet, you cannot escape the Dorfian robots.
Now we'll switch channels again. And just the fact that the inputs are working tells me it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. No problem. And, okay, die. Okay. Yeah, both the channels are working absolutely fine. Just how they should. So that is awesome. That's just going to do this one. Yeah. That is a big relief that both of those chips are good. And while I got mine out, I'm going to put one of those heat sinks on mine. But yeah, so this thing I went through, yeah, this thing must just be flaky or something that I had that connected through with. I replaced all of those exploding bullet caps on this set, 16 of them total. I replaced all of the 40 pin sockets, 2 on this board, the 3 on the CPU board. I replaced this socket. I put heat sinks on the 3 customs that have no heat sink. And, well, gee, that's about it, I guess. Some good maintenance. And hopefully these heat sinks, well, they definitely will help them run cooler. That's absolutely a fact. So hopefully that will prolong the life of those chips. And we got good capacitors on here now to eliminate any spiking on the power rails or any of that nonsense. So, GORF. And we will see you guys on the next Classic Arcade Repair. Thanks for watching. See you next time. And bye for now.